Welcome to the New Media Plus program here at Tri-County Career Center. My name is Cade Stoneman. I am here with Nelsonville-York Buckeye football player Dalton Inman. So Dalton, you and the Buckeyes played your last game of the season this past Saturday. As a senior, you played your last high school football game ever. Now that the season is over, what are some emotions that are circling throughout your head?
Yeah, it's always tough to, end your career with a loss, and especially, like how we did and everything like that. I was pretty crushed after the game. Obviously everyone's sad. You say your goodbyes, and you got underclassmen coming. They all looked up to you, during the year. So it's bittersweet. It really is. But also, I think a few of our seniors, most of our guys, there was almost relief taken off their shoulders. The pressure's kind of off. Season's over. It's time to just relax a little bit.
So I don't really want to get into the game that much, but it was a heartbreaking loss. I mean, you guys got shut out.
Sure.
But what are some things you guys could have done differently that would have won you that game?
Yeah, we really just we brought everything on ourselves. We turned the ball over a lot. We made some bad mistakes, and I think if we would have just played our game, stayed a little calmer, and corrected the turnovers, we would have been just fine. And I don't think would have happened the way it did. But
because I saw your post on Instagram, and I could tell how emotional you were about it and stuff, and you could tell you put a lot of love and faith into it. So.
Sure, yeah, and I could have wrote 5 pages. It felt like but I just had to kind of sum it up and not let it get to me too hard. But.
So what are some great memories you've made over your high school football career?
Oh man, even going back to freshman year, I didn't play at all. I was a tiny kid. I was only 165 pounds freshman year. I was a tiny kid. I didn't grow any as far as height, but just staying on the sidelines with my buddy Fish, taking it all in as a freshman. Even little things like that. I remember and I think back on, as a sophomore, I finally got put on punt team, and that was a big deal for me. And so being on punt team, getting my varsity time, and I got the letter off of that. And then the junior year, it was my first year, my first game starting varsity. I remember going and playing Trimble. We lost 7-6, but that I'll always remember my first ever varsity start. I just remember how nervous I was for that. And then of course senior year, making a heck of a run, winning our TVC, beating Trimble, beating Athens, beating the teams that we worked to beat every year. That's what I'll always remember, and especially the Loudonville game. I'll always remember that, that drive and the touchdown.
A crazy game. So, is there anything you wish you could have done better at or practiced more on?
Not really, because I don't think anybody wants to leave with regrets or look back and say, man, I wish I could have done this. I feel like I left everything I had and played every down like it was, truly my last, because, Coach Richards, he pounded it in our head. We're only guaranteed one play at a time, You can't control the future. You can't control, anything like that. But no, I don't really have any regrets. I don't really wish I would have done anything else. Obviously, you could always do more, but I don't think that I want to hold on to regrets any.
For sure. So what would you say the most important role as a football player is?
Well, this year, I was a captain. I think just, keeping the spirits up, being a true leader. And you don't have to be, you can be a leader without being a captain. You can be a leader as a freshman, sophomore, it doesn't matter. I just think having that leadership role, it really does put a good effect on people, and they look up and they see, it gives them hope, and it, I just think being a leader, no matter what, no matter what your role is.
Yeah, it's just that everyday grind and proving that you're actually trying to do something with this and not just putting it all off.
And also, taking accountability, be that, it all falls back to a leader, but, take accountability, own up and move on to the next play.
Yeah. So, what is one thing playing football has taught you about in life itself? Like I was saying, I believe a couple weeks ago, football is more than just a game. It teaches you a lot in life, but it teaches you like some camaraderie, and being, because the guys I played on my football, on the football field, those are my guys. Those are my friends. I consider them family. So football is really like a family. You joke around with your guys. You tease, you make fun, you get into fights, whatever, you argue. But in the end, we all love each other, and we're still a family. So. Yep. So, for the upcoming freshmen and then the kids still returning to the team next year, what is one thing you would tell them?
Get in the weight room. That's the biggest thing. You know, if I had to have, you know, I would have taken it more serious my freshman and sophomore year. You know, but get in the weight room. You know, try and get you a plan set up, a meal plan. You know, do whatever you can to get stronger, faster. You know, not everybody's guaranteed to grow as far as tall, but you can always get bigger. So that would be my one thing: is take film seriously and take the weight room seriously.
So you have high spirits for the team next year?
I do. I think we're going to have a good senior class coming up, and we're going to have younger guys that are going to need to step up in order to keep the winning alive and keep tradition going. But yeah, I think they'll be just fine.
Okay.
But yeah.
You have anything else you'd like to talk about in your football career in high school?
I can't believe it's over. You know, the other day I was peeling stickers, my Buckeyes off my helmet. Equipment turn-in was yesterday. It's just like it hasn't fully processed yet, but I think it's really going to hit home when I have to pay to get into the game next year with my family.
For sure.
But for all the young guys out there or anybody else who's going to watch this, listen to it, you know, I'll be at every game.
Sometimes you just ever think about it and you just get cold chills, like it's over. Like that was the last time I was ever going to do that.
Yeah, and it's, you know, football's such a different sport. You know, there's something about it. If you've played it and you've played your last game, you know, there's just something different about it, and it's just the feeling. It's not necessarily, you know, playing the game, but it's the little things: strapping your shoulder pads, strapping the helmet, putting the mouthpiece in, just that, you know, stuff like that stays true.
Yeah.
But
all right, anything else?
I think that's it, man. I appreciate everything, you know, all year.
Yeah, for sure. So that's it for today. This was Cade Stoneman with Dalton Inman at Tri-County Career Center. Thank you.